The history of the United States of America begins with the arrival of indigenous people in North America. The first indigenous people to live in what is now the United States were the Native Americans, who arrived about 15,000 years ago. The first Europeans to explore the North American continent were the Vikings, who arrived around 1000 AD. However, it wasn't until 1492 that Christopher Columbus, an Italian navigator, explored the New World on behalf of Spain and claimed it for the Spanish crown. In the early 1600s, European powers such as England, France, and the Netherlands began establishing colonies in the New World. The English established the first successful colony at Jamestown, Virginia in 1607. The 13 colonies that eventually became the United States declared their independence from Great Britain in 1776. The American Revolution, which lasted from 1775 to 1783, was a conflict between the colonies and Great Britain that resulted in the establishment of an independent nation. The Constitution of the United States was ratified in 1788, and George Washington was elected as the first President of the United States. The Constitution established a federal government with a system of checks and balances, and the Bill of Rights, which outlines the fundamental rights of American citizens, was added to the Constitution in 1791. The early years of the United States were marked by westward expansion and the growth of the country's economy. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803, in which the United States acquired a large portion of land from France, played a significant role in this expansion. The United States faced numerous challenges throughout its history, including internal conflicts such as the Civil War and external conflicts such as World War II. The Civil War, which took place from 1861 to 1865, was a conflict between the northern and southern states over the issue of slavery. The war resulted in the abolition of slavery and the end of the Confederate States of America. The United States emerged as a global superpower following World War II. The country played a leading role in the formation of international organizations such as the United Nations and played a major role in the Cold War with the Soviet Union. The United States has a diverse population made up of people from many different ethnicities, cultures, and nationalities. Throughout its history, the country has faced numerous challenges related to issues of race and inequality, including the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s, which sought to end segregation and discrimination against African Americans. The United States has a federal system of government, with powers divided between the federal government and the states. The federal government is made up of 3 branches: the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. The legislative branch, which is made up of Congress, has the power to make laws. Congress is made up of 2 chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The executive branch, which is led by the President, has the power to enforce the laws and conduct foreign relations. The President is also the Commander-in-Chief of the military. The judicial branch, which is made up of the Supreme Court and other federal courts, has the power to interpret the Constitution and the laws of the United States. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land and has the final say on legal matters. The United States has a presidential system of government, in which the president is both the head of state and the head of government. The president is elected by the people through an electoral college system and serves a 4-year term. The United States has a 2-party system, with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party being the 2 major political parties. The Democrats and Republicans have different ideologies and policies, and their members hold a majority of political offices in the country. The United States has a capitalist economic system, in which private businesses and individuals are the main producers and owners of goods and services. The government plays a limited role in the economy, primarily through regulating trade and providing public goods and services. The United States is a federal republic, with a system of federalism that divides powers between the federal government and the states. The states have a significant degree of autonomy and can make their own laws and policies within their respective borders. The United States has a history of immigration, with people from various countries and cultures coming to the country to seek new opportunities and a better life. The country has a long tradition of welcoming immigrants, with the Statue of Liberty serving as a symbol of this tradition. The United States has a diverse culture, with influences from various regions and ethnicities. American culture is often associated with certain symbols and icons, such as the American flag, the bald eagle, and the Statue of Liberty. The United States has a rich history of literature, with many famous writers and works coming from the country. American literature includes works by authors such as Edgar Allan Poe, Mark Twain, and Nathaniel Hawthorne. The United States has a diverse music scene, with many different genres and styles of music coming from the country. American music includes blues, jazz, rock and roll, hip-hop, and country music. The United States has a long tradition of sporting events, with professional sports leagues such as the National Football League, NFL, Major League Baseball, MLB, and the National Basketball Association, NBA, being popular among Americans. The United States has a diverse cuisine, with many different types of food coming from different regions and cultural influences. American cuisine includes dishes such as hamburgers, hot dogs, and apple pie. The United States has a diverse climate, with different regions experiencing different weather patterns. The country has a range of climates, including arid deserts, humid subtropical regions, and snowy mountains. The United States has a complex system of government, with federal, state, and local levels of government. The federal government is responsible for national issues, while the state and local governments are responsible for issues within their respective jurisdictions. The United States has a strong military, with branches such as the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps. The country has a long history of military involvement, including wars such as World War II and the Vietnam War. The United States has a large and influential media industry, with many major television and news networks headquartered in the country. American media has a significant impact on global culture and politics. The United States has a diverse educational system, with both public and private schools serving students at the elementary, secondary, and post-secondary levels. Higher education in the United States is highly prestigious, with many top universities located in the country. The United States has a history of technological innovation, with many important inventions and innovations coming from the country. American technology companies such as Apple, Microsoft, and Google have had a significant impact on the global technology industry. The United States has a diverse healthcare system, with both public and private options available to citizens. The country has made significant advances in healthcare, including the development of vaccines and other medical treatments. The United States has a long history of space exploration, with NASA being a leading agency in this field. The country has sent astronauts to the moon and has a number of spacecraft and satellites in orbit. The United States has a diverse energy sector, with sources of energy including fossil fuels such as oil and natural gas, as well as renewable energy sources such as wind and solar. The country is also a leading producer of nuclear energy. The United States has a complex legal system, with federal and state laws governing various aspects of society. The country has a common law system, with precedents set by previous court cases playing a significant role in legal decisions. The United States has a diverse agricultural industry, with crops and livestock being produced in various regions of the country. American agriculture is a major contributor to the global food supply and is supported by government programs and policies. The United States has a complex transportation system, with various modes of transportation available to citizens. The country has a large network of roads and highways, as well as airports and ports for air and sea travel. The United States has a diverse cultural landscape, with many different arts and cultural traditions being practiced in the country. American culture is influenced by a variety of factors, including the country's history, geography, and demographics. The United States has a rich history of civil rights and social justice movements, with individuals and groups fighting for the rights and equality of marginalized communities. These movements have resulted in significant progress, but challenges still remain in ensuring equality for all citizens. The United States has a diverse political landscape, with two major political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, as well as a number of smaller parties and independent candidates. The country has a two-party system, with the Democrats and Republicans holding the majority of political offices. The United States has a complex foreign policy, with the country interacting with other nations and international organizations on a variety of issues. The country has a long history of involvement in international affairs and plays a significant role in global politics. The United States has a diverse economy, with various sectors contributing to the country's overall economic growth. The country is a major player in the global economy and is home to many large multinational corporations. The United States has a long and rich history, with many significant events and figures shaping the country's development. The country has faced numerous challenges throughout its history, but has also made significant progress in areas such as civil rights and technological innovation.